Nah, you all right. What's
I look
happening,
cloudy.
YouTube? No, you look good on my side. What's happening,
Okay.
YouTube? It's me and Larry in the building for season 2, episode 1 review and recap of the show Down in the Dirty where the girls get naked. I'm talking about P Valley season 2. It's me, living legend. My brother, how you doing tonight?
Oh man, I'm hanging in there, just doing my thing.
Ladies and
We got to
gentlemen,
see Crooked Letter back in the business.
yes, yes. If you ever want to see a show that has a trinity of beautiful black women, in particular, two that are dark chocolate, and I'm talking about that Crooked Letter, Mississippi, Shannon Thornton, and Brandy Evans. We got, oh Lord.
Here we
Hey,
go.
we got somebody that want to sneak up in here and say hi. Say hi, L. You want to say hey? That's Larry. You
Hey,
see Larry? Say
how
hey,
you doing,
Larry.
Al?
Say hi.
Hi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Larry sent me some gifts for my birthday. Look at this. The whole Green Lantern series, ladies and gentlemen, as a birthday gift. He sent them to me. And this is John Stewart's Green Lantern. Yeah, El, me and you going to have a good time reading these, ain't we? Yeah. We're going to enjoy these. Look at this. I don't know why DC keep playing around and won't make one of these a story because these are good. Yeah, tell them, El. You see it? Tell them about it. Look at this. See that, El? Tell them all about it. It's good stories in here. Strong black men in these stories. Ain't that right,
You
El?
know?
All right,
exactly.
Larry, we're grateful. These will be great, cherished timepieces that I can read to my daughter and get her started. You want to give it to Dad so you can go to bed? I'll be in there later on, baby. Thank you. You going to keep that one? Okay, you can keep that one. Yeah. You keep that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk this P Valley. Me and Larry have been patiently waiting for this show to come back. Crooked Letter. Brandy Evans playing Mercedes. We got Autumn in the building, and my homie, the big Uncle Clifford, is back. Little Murda is back. The whole crew is back. Larry, there's only one way to start this review, and brother, that is just to dive right on into it. And I have an opening clip, Larry. That I've got to show it to y'all. I have to show it to you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're catching this on my Instagram Reels, the link to this full review is in the description. Just go ahead and check us out. But this review from P Valley is the same reaction any man would have had if he's going to a dirty car wash that keeps you clean on the outside of your car, but makes you stain up the inside like the white satin sheets at Hilton. Any man would have reacted this way. It was funny, but I got to play it. Larry, take a look at this.
Don't run from it. I'm gonna need you to come deep inside. But don't hit them walls now. Ooh, at least not yet. Keep your hands on the wheel. Cause Uncle Clifford's girl's finna take you down to the valley, child.
Woo! Boy, I think I would have backed on out.
Hell no, Larry. If it wasn't for Uncle Clifford, he would have left. Uncle Clifford, let's make no mistake, Larry. Uncle Clifford is the reason he nutted all over that dashboard in his car. That's Uncle Clifford is the reason that man nutted all over that dashboard, had it looking like fish scale. That was, and not to mention that's Emmett's daddy from the Shy. I guess
that's true.
I guess he decided, since Lala ain't getting with the program, let me go ahead and get in this Pussyland South car wash, the dirtiest car wash east of the Mason-Dixon line in Chuckalissa. So, Larry, how did you like that opening scene, man? I loved it.
Man, that was something else. I'll be honest with you. That was craziness right there. And those girls are putting in some work. I'll tell you, boy, people are willing to go in there and pay $100 for a car wash. I don't know. It seems like it only lasts like about a song or two. So, I mean, they should be making a decent amount of money, but I guess they have to split it amongst all those girls. But, whew, I mean, they had that little car wash whipped up.
Larry, let me tell you, let us set the narrative for what happened, ladies and gentlemen, in P Valley. So Corona hit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't do the indoor at the Pink no more. So they had to get creative with the money Autumn had and come up with something to keep it going. Now, Larry, I don't know if you got them in DC, but we certainly have them here in North Carolina. We've got nudie car washes here in North Carolina.
No, we don't have those here.
I can tell you right now, Larry, I'm speaking for a friend. Now, you know how y'all say, asking for a friend? I'm speaking for a friend now, Larry.
Speaking for a friend, okay.
A friend of mine told me he went through one of them, and they ain't have nowhere near the kind of chocolate that we seen when we saw this dark chocolate, one of the baddest dark chocolate sisters in all the planet, Mercedes, Brandy Evans. He said when he went to his car wash, he was frustrated, Larry, because not only was the car dirty on the inside, but hell, when they got finished washing it, it was still dirty. He didn't even enjoy the show they gave him. But not if you're going to Pussy Land South. You're going to get your entertainment value. But here's the problem, Larry. This is the problem I got for you. What was going on with Emmett Daddy? Because he got frustrated with the kids, left the house. He gets in the car. He hears Steve Harvey talking about the police are shooting black folks. And then he's got two choices. Number one, he can go to Mercedes' crooked-ass mama's church, where you see they done graffiti her billboard, Patricia Woodbine. He could go there. Okay, so then he's thinking, he's like, maybe that's where I should go. Or Larry. This is an easy decision for any man. Or he can go where you got wings and titties in a car wash this way. And we already seen what choice he made. Larry, floor is yours, my brother. Shout out to all 72 of y'all watching. We love y'all. The mock machine is back doing reviews. I'm going to be hitting this. I'm probably going to do the boys. I'm just a little late, but June, I'm back in business here with my homie Larry, and I'll be back on Monday. Talk to me, brother Larry.
Man, I'll tell you, boy, that when you see car wash, hot wings, and titties, I mean, that's a hard trio to turn away from right there, boy. I'll tell you. That is a hard trio to turn away from. You get to go through the car wash, and then after all that, you get to have some hot wings. I mean, come on.
And then on top of that, Larry, because Uncle Clifford done got you to skeet so hard they call you Billy Ocean. All on your dashboard, he gives you a wet wipe, the same kind of wipes I use to clean my daughter's butt. He give them to you because look at this man dashboard, Larry. Look at that dashboard.
That is just. I hope that wasn't Uncle Clifford that made him do that. That's just.
Larry, look at that dashboard. Well, he did it after he seen all this. And did you see how they had Mercedes doing a V and her little heels was on fire? I
saw that. I was like, man. And then she came down and she was icing her shoulder. I was like, man, she's like an athlete, like she has to go take one of those ice baths or something. She's like, they need to take care of her. That's their money maker right there. So, but she was like the gymnastics, just like the physicality of it is amazing. The way she was doing that pole work was incredible.
Not only her pole work, but crooked letter pole work was incredible too.
Yeah, I mean, she was putting it in.
Yes, Lord. This cast right here. See, ladies, you got to understand me. I have a predilection for dark skin. Not saying that my light skinned sisters now. I'm not knocking y'all because y'all are beautiful too. But if you really want to get my blood boiling, if you really want to see me do some mess like this right here, like this dude did, put me in a room like this, bring them dark skinned caramel women here, and you make me disappear like a genie, just like that. But Larry, I can't lie, man. I like Uncle Clifford, Larry. Uncle Clifford is some of the glue that hold this show together. He's entertaining, and the words he said to keep this boy from backing up, priceless. And he ain't back up, Larry. He stayed for the show.
I'll say this: Uncle Clifford is straight up comedy, no doubt.
He is
straight up comedy.
100%. So we get through the opening act. We understand that because of Corona, They're having to be creative and still make that money.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, Larry. We done lost the Trinity.
We did.
Crooked Letter.
Crooked Letter's on her own.
She's doing her thing, making music, doing OnlyFans pages, making $400K a day. It's what she told.
Well, they said she had 400,000 views, I think, or something like that.
400,000 views. Well, yeah. let's say she's getting $1 for all them views, $400,000. Okay, all right. And then we had the other part of the Trinity, Gidget. She done left because something done happened to her mama. All right. So all that they got down here in the pink is this young lady right here. And she wants more money, Larry, because she is her milkshake bringing all the boys to the yard. Yeah. Does she have a point, Larry? Should she get paid more?
No, not right now.
What?
Nah. I mean, I feel her in the sense where she wants more, but the reality of it is, like her, you know, as you said, her milkshake may bring all the boys to the yard, but it's only because of little crazy light-skinned chick that they have a yard. Because if it wasn't for her, Uncle Clifford would have lost the place in that auction, and everybody else would be out of business. They'd all be up there watching this place as it was getting bulldozed so that they can build this casino on there. It's only because of the little crazy chick they even have a yard that they can go dance to. So they can go dance on. So I get it that she wants to make some more money, but she needs to be happy with the money that she's making right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the crazy chick he's referring to, who looked absolutely stunning in one of these pictures I'm going to show y'all when she saw Andre for the first time. He's talking about the homegirl, Autumn. And so Autumn has some problems, Larry. Check this out, Larry. She's in business with people that don't know how to manage their money. Obviously. Yeah. All right, let's just keep this thing real. She spent $250K, and they only got $25K left because Uncle Clifford been paying everybody bills left and right. And this girl is basically like, look, man, I needed that money to help fortify this business. And you mean to tell me we only got $25K left from $250? What the hell you been doing? So he done took care of Mercedes and being stabbed in the back by her mama, taking care of some of the other girls. Larry, she is and he's a 20% owner. She owns 80%. Yeah. She has every right to be upset. Am I wrong, Larry, or am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right on that one. And you know, I would understand. I get it. If I was her, I would understand if she was like, look, I get you spent maybe even like half of it setting up the whole car wash thing. I get that. But the rest of it, nah. Like that 10%, like I wouldn't even be mad if out of that 250 he pocketed 10%. It's just like, this is mine, you know. But I mean, that's all they have left is 10%. I mean, nah. I mean, there's a whole lot of people out there. I mean, you know, Crooked Letter's lucky because she blew up right before the Rona hit. And so she was hot. She was hot when all this was going down. So people want to see her. They're on there. You know, they can't go to the club and see her. They can't see her on the road. So they're happy to see her online. The rest of these chicks, they just want to eat. And so he didn't need to take care of all them. If he just paid to have the car wash put up and told these chicks, this is where you can come work, they would have showed up to work. They wouldn't have a choice otherwise.
And the other problem here, Larry, is they kept trying to get some of that loan money that was being floated around during the time PPE money, and they wouldn't give them. They kept denying them, Larry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry, but I'm with Uncle Clifford on this one. Their asses was essential because every crooked ass politician goes to one of these joints and is probably doing worse than this, ladies and gentlemen. They were essential workers because, like Uncle Clifford said, we was keeping niggas' balls from being blue, okay? Yeah. And black and blue. And it shouldn't have been no reason they shouldn't have got the money. Larry, I think the only reason they didn't get no money could be because there's not an LLC involved. They could be filing their taxes as independent contractor, whatever. But they should have been able to get some of that PPE money because the mayor was coming down to this thing. The police officers was coming down here. They was definitely, they was essential workers. All right, you can cool believe that.
I don't think they I think part of the problem was they probably applied for the, for that PPE money. They probably applied as a strip club, and because they're serving wings, what they should have done is applied as a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because then they would have gotten it. They could have said, hey, all these other ladies that, like, maybe they would have said these other ladies that are employees that were working here, they're no longer dancing because there's no one to dance for. So now they're just working as part of the restaurant.
They're serving wings. They're waitresses serving wings at the car wash. Yep.
Yes, serving wings and cleaning cars. And they probably would have got the money if they had done that. But,
yeah, we'll see.
People want to be honest at the wrong times.
Yeah, man, that's usually a problem. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, like the video, share. I'm back in the business. Be doing videos a couple of times a week. Keep you guys entertained the way I try to entertain you all. So give me some likes. Let's make this thing happen. So Larry, we get a look at Autumn, and what she's looking at is the mayor of Chuckalissa is dead.
He gone.
And they're worried, Larry, what's going to happen with this casino deal. What do you think, Larry? What do you think's going to happen? You see the look on her face. She's distraught because they had the mayor in their back pocket.
Yeah.
And now, go ahead, Larry.
This is going to be a hard one, man, because this place, it is. I mean, first of all, it's a strip joint. So it's not like it's going to be a place that everybody's going to want to say, oh yeah, this is definitely, we can't do without this. But at the same time, it is one of those it's one of those businesses that's so entrenched in a part of the community that if they were to get rid of it, a lot of people would be very, very upset.
Yeah.
Like, I think Larry, there might be enough grief for that. The person, like, if there was a particular mayor in office at the time that got rid of that might be enough to make people vote against him.
Great point, man. And Larry, I hated that they killed off Isaiah Washington. I like this character. I wanted to see a little more of him. He was doing a good ass job as the mayor. And to your point, Larry, how are you going to have the vice of gambling? Without the vice of stripping. It don't even make sense. It don't make the two come hand in hand together. You can't have one without the other one.
I mean, you would think like they would work out some deal where, I don't know how they would do it, but I figure you could work out some deal to make the strip club a part of the casino. And like maybe you have to kick them back a little bit or something, or maybe you just say, hey, this is a deal. I know you want a piece of our land. We're going to give you a little bit of piece. We'll give you a piece of it that you need, but we're going to be incorporated into the casino and be a part of this so that we can make our money too. Because, hey, we got it. We have to eat. You want to eat? We need to eat, and everybody can win at that point. And I mean, but you have to do it in the right way because you don't want them to say, yeah, okay. And then you put the strip club at the casino, and then they start doing funny business with the licensing and the permits. The next thing you know, you're shut down. So, you need to do it. You need to make sure it's contractually it's all right. But I think they could have made it work. I think part of the problem is everybody that's involved on the casino side and the strip club side, everybody's too confrontational. They just need to calm down.
Yeah. Try to figure out how to work together. They'll make it work. Yeah. Now, we got a little bit more insight into depressed ass Dre. His wife is a nurse in Atlanta at the hospital. And, they're doing COVID precautions because she goes to the hospital and she's taking care of patients or whatever.
Yeah.
He forgot to put her damn almond milk in the basement. She comes up. Now, mind you, remember how she found him last season, Larry? And I guess they done kind of recovered from that enough. Yeah. But at the end of the day, my man is still a little depressed. He's in here playing NBA 2K, and he's a lawyer, for crying out loud, fired lawyer, because of all the stuff that went down in Chuckalissa, Mississippi. He gets the news, Larry, that his mentor and the mayor is dead. And the wife is like, at first, wife's like, hell no, you're not going down there. And then he's like, I got to handle my business. Larry, was you thinking what I was thinking? In part of handling his business, he wanted to get right back down there to see Autumn Night. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to. He was, I don't know if he was going down there specifically to see her, but he seemed like he probably was hoping he would run into her. You know, like if he ran into her, he wasn't gonna be upset by it. You know,
right?
So,
Of course.
you know, I mean, I get why I get on one end why the wife was saying, I don't want you down there. But at the same time, there's certain things that you just have to be okay with at certain times for like your mentor, your godfather, whoever dies. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, go ahead. You know, now I'm not saying that you should go like if your ex-girlfriend dies or ex-boyfriend, I'm not saying you start giving passes to go out and hang out, you know, to go back to, it's like you said your goodbyes a long time ago. But his mentor, but I get her. I get why she was upset though, because she's like, I don't want to come up on the main. I'm not trying to come up on the main. You see me up here, you see me going through all these COVID protocols. She takes her face off. So you can see her where she has like all the mask knee, they call it mask, the acne from her mask and everything else. And they did a really good job of sort of showing how life was how you were, you can be in the same house and still having to live completely separate and isolated.
Yeah. And they did a good job of showing her taking that shower too, Larry. I don't know if you caught that part, but so hey, I'm just doing the review, man. Look, I gotta give the cinematography credit, man. Y'all did a good ass damn job, like Larry said, of letting us know what it was like to live in the pandemic. Do you hear me?
Oh man,
it was rough living. You got to take showers away from just sugar pie, sweetie plum, in front of a camera showing everybody everything. And
she's definitely thick, no doubt. She is. He picked a winner. That's the thing. It's like, I know he's interested in what's her name, but I'm like, going home is not like you're going home to chop liver,
Yeah, but Larry, cheating is not all about the way a specific person looks, especially if you've been with someone for a while. There's a lot of dynamics that go into cheating. And since this is not the love doctor section, I ain't going to get into all that. But it's more than just the way you look. And you know that.
Right.
You've been around the block for a long time. But that's a comparable thing that boy got in his house, boy. Smart, too. I love me a medical woman so much so I married one. So, hey, I think, Larry, there's going to be more to this story. He's going to get caught up with Autumn. And when he does get caught up with Autumn, I think that the wife here is going to wind up taking a trip to Chuckalissa and going to have to handle some more business. I'm telling you, it's coming.
I'll tell you, boy, the directors and the cinematographers, they had way too much fun when they did the scene with those two, with Autumn and him, because they had her walking from up out of the dark rain. And
man, get off the horse, man! Damn it, Larry, I'm going to get to that part, man. Golly, just get off the horse, man. Matter of fact, man, I'm going to play. Let me play the clip when Larry get on the horse for y'all. Here he go. I thought we left that in last. Where's my clip at? When Larry get on the horse, I can't even find it no more. I used to play this clip when Larry get on the horse, and now I can't find it. Daggone, Larry, you lucky. You lucky, boy, you lucky. But Larry, we're gonna get there. Let us move on. Man.
But he was up there. He was up there with his shorts on, playing Xbox, and I was like, bruh, what the fuck? I feel you, but you have to. You've been around all day. You do is walk down there sometimes in the last 12 hours, because the nurses work long shifts. So you do is walk down the last 12 hours and put some almond milk in her refrigerator.
But you know what, Larry? Honestly, this is a real depiction, because there was a lot of people who had jobs similar to him that had no work, that literally had nothing to do. Now, my lawyers was working remotely using Zoom and technology, stuff like that. But you did have some lawyers that was doing contract work that actually had nothing to do but watch Netflix, play video games like this brother was doing. So, they, like you said, they did a great job in depicting what was really happening during that era. But after him, Larry, we get our first look at not big Murda, but little Murda. And Larry, he has a problem.
This brother is up there. This brother is just jonesing.
Larry, he might as well stop rapping and start singing R&B, because this whole beginning when we saw him, he damn near singing Tony Braxton. Love should have brought you home last night, Uncle Clifford.
Man,
this boy is sprung for Uncle Clifford like no end. And let's just keep the thing real. We seen Uncle Clifford still got feelings for him too. We seen that early on. But Larry, how is it going to shake up between Little Murda and Uncle Cliff?
It's gonna go down in the same way before. It's like they're gonna go through this whole will they, won't they thing. They'll eventually get back together right when he starts blowing up, and then he's gonna basically shove Uncle Clifford off to the side, like, nah, Negro, get back in the closet. You know, it's like, I mean, that's what he's gonna be. He's not gonna, because at one point he was like, F it, let's just go ahead and be out there. And now he's about, he's going to get to a point where he's going to blow up. And when he gets ready to do that, he's not going to be able to have Uncle Clifford on his side. No, I mean, let's be real, man. Let's be real. It's hip hop, and people are still very, very homophobic. There might be some gay rappers out there, or some bi rappers out there, but for the most part, most dudes aren't checking for no gay dude, especially if he's got some big giant 6'8" flamboyant dude on his arm like Uncle Clifford. Nobody's checking for that dude. And you can say it's right or it's wrong. Whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant. The point is that they're not going to be checking for him. He knows it, and it's just a business decision at some point. It's just a matter of economics.
How about this, Larry? There is an exception to the rule. Little Nas X. He all the way out there. He said, I don't give a damn what y'all think.
That's different, though. Little Nas X is a gay rapper. And this dude is not a gay rapper. This dude is a trap. This dude's a trap rapper. He's a trapper. That's what he does. He talks about trapping and stuff. So I mean, he's up there literally in a trap house selling dope on his front yard.
So let me get this right. What Little Nas X do, you don't really consider hardcore rap. You consider that, I guess, beat bop rap, right? That's what
yes, man. Little Nas X makes pop. He's a pop artist.
Okay.
But the dude came out as a gay rapper. I mean, when his first song came out, was like, said he was gay. People were like, yeah, we know. Okay. It's like, I guess he wanted to just make sure everybody knew, but it wasn't like it wasn't obvious when he came out. But this dude is coming off as something else. He's supposed to be this hardcore dude that's a gangster, that's making trap music, and then he's gonna show up with Uncle Clifford on his arm. Come on.
Hey, look, he can deny it all he wants. Him and Uncle Clifford, they're going to get back with each other, and they're going to have to find a way to make it work, Larry, or it's going to be, I'm only going to see you behind closed doors, because they got heat for each other. Whether they want to admit it or not, they do still got that heat for each other. And when you got that kind of heat, the only thing that's going to happen is a warm front.
Right. Can you imagine? And this isn't even the same, because Uncle Clifford is like, Uncle Clifford is like a I mean, I'm not gonna call him trans, because he's not. He lives his life as a man, but sort of like a gender bending thing. But the only person I could think of that sort of like that is like Big Frida. I don't know if you guys know who Big Frida is, but
I do, yeah.
Big Frida. So could you imagine if like Jay-Z or Kendrick Lamar, somebody showed up with Big Frida on their arm? Niggas would be like, hell no, nigga, get at it. I don't mess with you. That's like 90% of their audience would be like, I don't really fuck with them no more. That's how they would be. They wouldn't be all because of the climate. A lot of people may not be like, some people would just be all out with it. Like, I don't care about the homophobia, whatever. Yeah. I'm saying what I say, but a lot of people would just quietly be like, I don't really fuck with that nigga no more. That's how they just be.
Yeah, but Larry, then you do have a portion of those who are keeping it in the closet. And I'm going to tell you, like someone told me that went to jail. Homeboy that went to jail told me they all in there banging dudes. The problem is they don't think that they're gay. And when they come out of jail, if they're able to get out, they go back to women. But when they're in jail, they're banging dudes. And I mean, I think me and you've had this conversation before on another live stream. That's what dudes do a lot. So do you think they would even shun a gangster rapper or a trap rapper coming out saying, you know what, F it, I'm hard and I like dudes? Okay.
Because they have to be those dudes out there that were in jail banging dudes. They have to reinforce their quote unquote manhood more than anybody else. You know, like somebody like you or me, we can listen to the dude and be completely comfortable because I'm like, I don't really care if the nigga's gay or straight. I'm secure in my manhood. I know I'm not gay. So what do I care if the dude's gay? I can listen to a dude like that. It's not gonna make a difference to me. But these dudes who are up there, like you said, when they're gay for pay or they're gay in jail or they're gay, you know, on the DL, those are the ones that are gonna have to be like the most vocal about. I ain't fucking with this nigga, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And he's gonna lose a lot of his audience over it.
I got you. All right.
And let's be honest. There's a lot of homophobia in the Black community, whether we want to admit it or not. There's a lot of homophobia in the Black community.
Yeah. Our community and a lot of communities, but I get where you're going with that for sure. And so here's another thing that dudes should be scared of, Larry, and because I keep hearing about this more and more. So Autumn wakes up to hearing Mercedes moaning and groaning. I'm thinking, Dad, I'm thinking, Larry, who in the world hitting that in Corona? And we come to find out she's got a purple rose. And fellas, the rose is ruining your bedroom lives.
Yeah.
Now, me and Larry, we're men who are extremely secure in our skills when it comes to that department. But there's this thing on the street called the rose that is giving women the same thing that they gave this young lady right here that made her say, all I need is a Henny, a blunt, and a nut, and I'm good. But the conversation about this morning, Larry, was that Autumn is starting to feel like, you know, we about to open up. They done moved the COVID restrictions. We can start working the pink again. I need to get me some more girls to go with the Trinity to really get the dollars in here. And I'm going to pay you a cut of what I get at the door.
Yeah.
Mercedes is okay with that, but she ain't really too thrilled. But at the same time, Autumn is like, look, I got to make this money. Uncle Cliff done burned through my money. Y'all ain't trying to help me with nothing. I'm the business owner. I got to do what I got to do. Yeah. Larry, how you feel about that?
You know, this is one of those situations where it's unfortunate, and I hope one of the things I'm glad about this is they are friends now, but they're friends because they met at work. They're not friends like they've been homegirls since they were in third grade or anything. Because I've seen this before at times where somebody makes it, somebody that, you know, people who grew up and then one person makes it and the other person isn't really there. They're not on that same success level or financial success level, and they get resentful and they get bitter and they start to make snide comments, just like sort of Mercedes was up there saying, all right, the boss, I'll be good for now, all that stuff. It's like it's sort of just like, bitch, you wouldn't be working if it wasn't for me, you know. It's like if it was not for me, you would be broke. You wouldn't have made the money so that you can get your, you know, that you could have so that your mama could have stole, because she put her to work when, you know, Autumn, when she needed that money, she put her to work with her scams that she was doing. And now she's up there, she's got her working at the, you know, she's got the pink sort of halfway open and she's about to reopen it. It's just sort of like, come on now. I'm not saying you need to be on your knees being grateful, but don't be a jerk about it either, you know? So
yeah, she wasn't nice about it, and Autumn got to do what she got to do at this point.
And here's the other thing too, right? Is that Autumn's talking about she needs to hire girls to fill the spot. If you're trying to have this joint open like, you know, 6-7 days a week, I mean, Mercedes doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to be up in there on some random Tuesday at 2 p.m. working the afternoon crowd. She doesn't want to do that. She can't even do that. Her shoulders are halfway busted up. She's probably only gonna be able to do a couple of you know, featured dances each weekend before her shoulders just totally shot. So you need these other girls to keep the noise up, to let people know that Pink is still rolling, so that when she does have a big Mercedes night, people are like, oh yeah, I'm coming through. I want to see her, you know.
Well, plus Autumn realized she's having issues with the shoulder, and Mercedes don't want to go to the doctor. That's number one. So Autumn is doing what a business owner does. A business owner is forward thinking about what needs to go on to keep the business thriving. And she's seeing that, her workhorse is suffering. Not only that, but her workhorse has dreams and aspirations of opening up a dance studio and leaving.
She has a plan for that.
Right. Just like the NBA. The NBA, when they see their superstar player starting to go on a decline, they go ahead and trade them for the greatest value possible. And at the very least, Autumn is thinking, I need to get some more recruits in here because you're not going to be dancing forever. You're trying to do something else. And I don't see nothing wrong with that other than the fact that right now Mercedes is just kind of in her own mind about where things are financially in business. But I think Autumn is going to help her understand where they're going. I do.
Right.
Yeah,
and I think they'll work it out. I think they might go through a bumpy patch where they're really, going through a little bit of pissiness, but I think they'll work it out. I hope so. Anyways, I like these two together as a pair. I really was hoping that somehow Mercedes could have a piece of the pink, but I don't think that was in her books. I don't think that was in part of her plan anyways. So I don't think she's really thinking about it, but
she want to get out of that. And speaking of that Trinity, Larry, we get our first look at the crooked letter, giving dances in her house. She done figured out about OnlyFans, and she's getting 400,000 views. She's rocking the music videos. But then we got a male who's not securing himself. He's butthurt because he's not working. She making all the money. He want to go looking for a job. He's not comfortable taking care of their child. What they name the child? Regal.
I don't know, something.
And he's telling her, look, now that you can go back to dancing in public, you don't need to do that. You could do it right here in the house, stay in your room. On one hand, Larry, he has a point, but because of the way he's saying it and the way he presented it, he doesn't have a point because his ego is hurt that she's doing all this. And we already know from last season, his ass is jealous. He's a jealous, racist control freak that's got the nerve to be sleeping with black women. Does that not remind you of the slave masters, Larry, of yesteryear? They got the nerve to be racist and all that, but still go in there at nighttime, middle of the night, call us everything under God's son that we're not human, we're coons, we're monkeys, we're all this, but they kept around and want to put their pee-pee in chocolate that looked like this. But that's beside the point, okay? That's beside the point. Larry, how is this situation going to end with Mississippi, who about to get on tour with Little Murda? At first she said no, but now she's going to do it because she want to get away from Mr. Control Freak, who is not happy being a stay-at-home dad. How is this situation going to play out?
Oh, this is going to go down terribly. This is going to be ugly. I fully expect that sometime during this season that Keyshawn is going to end up probably either beat down seriously, or maybe her baby gets hurt because she's going to leave. She wants to leave. I think after, and I'm not trying to jump ahead, but after she had that conversation with Diamond, and I'll wait till we get there. I think when she left there, she was like, okay, I want to leave. And I think she sort of wanted to leave already, but I think now definitely she's going to want to. But this dude shouldn't be all upset about, her making more money. She's always made more money than her. You know?
Like, fellas, let me tell you something. When you are a unit with your spouse and your spouse is doing well, don't feel like you're nothing to your spouse. There's plenty of ways you can chip in to help the spouse, because when you uplift your spouse, you're uplifting the unit. Feel like that. Hell, he could become her manager. He could take numbers. He could do a lot of stuff. He don't have to be sitting here acting like the men of yesteryear. If I'm not the breadwinner, then I don't have no value to the relationship. Bullshit.
See, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
He's not seeing it. He's being short-sighted with this, is that he has a winner on his hands in Mississippi.
He does.
And she's up there trying to manage these brand deals and stuff that she's seeing, because she's getting, she's doing live streams where she's getting 400,000 people on these live streams. And, and it's like, what you should be doing is acting as her manager and trying to work these brand deals. And when you do that and you get her some good deals and you get that money rolling in and you get her situated and set up and sort of rolling, you can sort of get her up and running and get her on autopilot. Then these other girls out there will start to see what you've done for her. And then you can go to the Pink and say, look what I did for Keyshawn. Let me hook you up in the same way. We'll bring you in. Maybe you can do a couple of collabs with Mississippi and, you know, on her page or channel, whatever they call it. And then we'll get you a little bit of a fan base. We'll get you up and running, and he can start managing other girls, you know. But he doesn't see his own value. You know, he thinks his own value. He thinks the only way he's valued as a man is if he picks up a hammer or a shovel or something and can go out and make some money doing some manual labor, instead of just realizing that there's all kinds of economies and he needs to be a part of one that he already has access to.
Larry, you know what his real problem is? His real problem, he's only a man if he's above the blacks. That's just 100% what it is. And right now, not only is
that's never going to be the case, because you can't be above anyone when you're racist like that.
Not only is she black, Larry, but she's a black woman, and she's a fine black woman, and she's a dark-skinned, chocolate, beautiful black woman.
Right. And the primary breadwinner in his own household. Yeah, he just can't take it. He just can't take it.
And Larry, it's so bad in that house, Larry, that she's hiding Pampers
so she can go out. Hiding clean Pampers in the house so she can go out. That's just crazy.
My God, Lord. Help us, ladies and gentlemen. Help us. Because I need to know more. We learned a little. I'm going to get off the horse, Larry. Let me go to the next clip. Next clip, we see Rona has got a lot of people kind of the same way you are right now, Larry. Even though everything's opened up, you still have been very, very, very cautious about going to places that are going to have a lot of people. So movies have been out for you. Concert stuff like that have been out for you. So
not doing it.
Your girl is trying to get her business. Mercedes is trying to get her dance business. And pretty much every parent is like, no, we're not letting our child go out there. We're worried about Corona. Larry, what is she going to do? She going to have to beg Autumn for some more money?
She needs to figure out something that she can do with that space in the meantime. I mean, that's really what it should be, you know? I mean, she could, in all seriousness, she could set it up and, you know, because like it looks like there's a fair amount of length in there in that studio. Yeah. She could break it up in different sections, paint one wall with some pattern or put some background over there. You could break it up and turn them into like little Instagram studios like Mississippi has in her house. Set them up so the girls, set them up for the girls. They can come over there, rent them out for a few hours and do their lives and take photos and make money. All that stuff. She needs to stop thinking just about the one thing she wanted to do with that space and figure out what else she can do with it. While
I like that, Larry. She could be the WeWork for black dancers. I like that, Larry. I like that, Larry. Like that. So basically, what Mississippi got in her house, all she's got to do is put up some dividing walls, put up some poles, and boom, there you go. And there you go. Be making money. She probably could compete against the damn Pink. She could be the Pink.
She could, but you don't even need to compete with the Pink if you don't want. I mean, you just want to give those girls a place where they can go, because not all those chicks, like we've seen some of the house, like they've shown us some clips where these chicks go home and their places look terrible, man. They look places like if some chick took me home in that place, I would just be like, why don't we go to my place or get a room or something? I'm not taking my clothes off in here, you know. And so you're a
better man than me. Damn that, Larry. I'm going right to work in there. Hell, it's a little bit of light. You know, I can take my shirt off, put it on the ground right there, baby. Let's get this work in. You better. And look, then you got a scaffolding over there for painting. Can you imagine the fun you can have with that scaffolding over there?
No, I wasn't talking about that place in particular. I was just saying some of the places that these strippers that they show that on the show have lived in. We've seen some of the places they've lived in, and they're pretty bad. Like I wouldn't want to go there. And so all I'm saying is they're not likely to have a nice setup in their house like Mississippi has. And so if you create a space for them, they'll likely come and work there. And you might find that you don't even have to worry about the strippers that are there. Like you might find that you get some randos that are coming in that want to use your space because they want to create some content for their OnlyFans page or something, you know?
Larry,
use your studio.
My folk Black Beach got the perfect name. If the white people call their thing We Work, he's gonna call it We Twerk. Love it. That can be a TV show. We Twerk. Black Beach.
There you go.
You got the comment of the day right there, brother. You got the comment of the day.
There you go.
And so Larry, speaking of red, there's a problem that they're gonna have in the pink. Because now they're getting the pink all set up. But Larry, the blood stain remains from them killing Autumn's pimp boyfriend, Larry. Is this going to come back to bite them in the butt? It's got to. They wouldn't have showed it for no reason. Yeah,
it's coming back. I don't understand this. Like she's always like she was up there talking about blood stains are hard to get out and whatever. I'm thinking to myself, why don't you have like a black light? Like why don't you why don't you have a black light so that you can run through that place and find every little drop of blood and scrub it out, bleach it out, paint over it, and make sure that whole place is ready to go. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to act like I'm like some crazy person who's done this before. I'm not. I'm just thinking as somebody who's trying to preserve my freedom, I'm going to go to extreme measures. And you have complete and private access to the place. It's not like you need to get this done in 3 hours before the police show up. I mean, you have time. Go get the light. See if there's any spots. If there are, go get yourself a Sharpie. See those spots, circle them. Circle them and then go bleach the hell out of them and then paint over.
And then Larry, on top of that, they kept homeboy ring, so they got evidence all over the place, Larry. I mean, my goodness. Like, this is going to come back to bite them. This is going to come back to bite them, Larry. I don't know how. I don't know when. But this is definitely going to be a problem for them.
I don't understand that. Why just melt that bad boy down? Throw it off a bridge. Like, Mississippi has some long bridges. Just get on one of those bridges and roll the window down and chuck that bad boy out right into the water. Done and done.
Well, that's why they call it Chuckalissa.
You can chuck it.
Just chuck it. Just chuck it. So as we get on with it, Larry, Mayor Ruffin is officially dead. Damn, Isaiah, you can't stay on nobody's show, bro. Every show you get on kicking you off. Man. Dre pops up. He's very sad that the mayor's dead. But then Larry, we done gave them chocolate sisters all the love. But God may love me. That Autumn pops up from behind the darkness of the night. And Larry, you remember Eddie Murphy on Vampire in Brooklyn talking about you get yourself a piece of evil ass? Boy, that is some sexy evil ass popping up in the darkness with her light skin. And the tension between these two, Larry, you could cut that thing with a steak knife in Chicago. Yeah. Woo! Take it, Larry. I was like, whoa.
It's funny when I saw this scene, right? She's because she's British and she's a British actor. And so when I saw this scene, I wanted to hear her accent because she's on another show called The Discovery of Witches. And I watched that show.
That is her. That really is her. That's her.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So she's on a show called The Discovery of Witches where she plays a vampire. And so she walked up out of there and I was like, this just looks like this should be on her other show because she's coming out of the darkness and all that. And I was just like, but it was somebody said it was a little bit too noir for them, but it definitely had that vibe. It was like a 30s spy thriller type thing where somebody comes out of the dark into the light, has a shadowy conversation and then walks back out into the dark. It was, I mean, they did the most with it.
She had some good one-liners in that scene, though. I know, maybe y'all didn't like the way it did, But what struck me was the way she was looking. She was clean as hell.
She
And
was.
some of the one-liners she was giving little buddy was great. So I enjoyed it for that moment.
I liked it too. I liked it too because as a filmmaker, I thought it was beautifully lit. It was fun to watch the scene. I thought it, like some people may thought that it was some people may thought it was a little bit cliche or overdone, but it was fun. It was overdone, but that was the point. I think they wanted it to be over the top, and it was over the top.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I got you. I'm with that. So then, Larry, we get to something that was funny as hell that probably wasn't supposed to be funny. Crooked Letter is going to the store, and she gives a little conversation with Gidget, so we probably not going to see Gidget. And I actually like Gidget. Damn it.
Yeah.
You ain't had to get rid of Gidget. But look who she goes to see. My man Diamond looking like he's a space cadet, but now is a cop. Now, Larry, let me tell you something. If you had him as a cop at every store checking masks, we would have got rid of Corona a long time ago. Because you see the way he checked, buddy. Wait, really mask, man. Wait, mask, man.
Dude tried to get past him. He put him down. He put that dude down. He was like, "Nah, son."
A lot of that anger, Larry, was because he's mad at Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Because he liked Keyshawn. He gave Keyshawn that necklace around her neck. And she's coming up here to apologize to him for what she did to him last season, which was she pulled the gun on him. But Diamond made some great points. He was willing to protect this woman because the white racist boyfriend of hers called him a gutter nigga. And like he said, what the hell do you think he be calling you when he hitting it from the back?
Yeah.
And she's up here talking about he don't call me. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he said, why do you think that we got into it? You know?
Yes, right. So, yeah. But so Larry, how did you feel about this scene, her apology, and do you think that the writers are going to have these two come together? Because a lot of people probably want to see them get together, or is it going to be a situation where Diamond is going to have to save her again? What you think?
Oh, he's going to have to save her. Because the relationship she has with old racist boy, it's gonna go real sideways. I wouldn't be surprised if dude like bounced out with her baby, and she went after him, and Diamond was the one that went after him. You know, went with her after him. The only thing I don't like about that is we know how these things go down. I like Diamond. Diamond is a good dude. Diamond is representative of a good black man who may have gone through some terrible stuff in his life at some point, but has found a way to make it work for him. And he's about to go and get caught up in some BS with his trap queen. And, you know, and the terrible thing is that whenever he goes with her to go after this dude, it's probably going to cost him his life. So.
And to add a little bit more, Larry, we got some insight into Keyshawn's insecurities. Now, I got to say this. That's a big-ass damn crib. She can fit her whole ass in the crib. She crawled right in the crib with her baby. And we got insight into some of what might be some insecurities she was having about hair, her youth, and all that. Do you think that those insecurities is what's keeping her with the white curmudgeon, the white racist? Do you think, because oftentimes people who are insecure, they get with people that don't uplift them. They get with people that beat them down more. You think that's what's going on with her?
Yeah, I know she does have insecurities. She's felt some in the past, and I think that she is. I mean, this is going to sound crazy in some sense, but I think Lil Murda is really, really good for her because. One, he needs her because he wants her to be back there with him when he goes out on tour. He needs her as sort of like his beard, but also he's good for her because he builds her up, you know, because he's telling her you're beautiful and all this, even though he doesn't want her sexually or romantically, he is telling her you're beautiful, you're talented, you are so much more than what you are allowing yourself to be. Yeah. And she gets to exist in that sort of, you know, bubble with him without any sort of sexual expectations. So it's none of this.
Exactly.
Is this guy just telling me this because because he wants to get in my draws? No, he doesn't want to get in your draws. He knows, that he's doing business with you. He wants to build you up with business wise. He wants to build himself business wise. He wants to grow with you. And so I think even though they would, and some people would say they're using each other in that way because he needs her to help grow, go out on his own. But also she needs him, and it's a safe space for both of them. So I like those two together as friends and as co-workers, and I hope to see them back together doing their thing.
I agree that they are a great pairing for each other. And at the end of the show, she did call them up and was like, "Look, I'll go on tour with you, but you need to run me my money." So
yeah, she said, "Run me my stacks."
Yeah, she need to get her money. And then we get to this right here where Uncle Cliff shows up to get chitlins for Mookie. And I love Loretta Devine on this show. That is one old lady that I really, really care about in terms of her acting and just who she is. Now, it's hard for me to see her playing this hood role of an old stripper, but hell, she's nailing it.
She is.
She's nailing it. And she sends Uncle Cliff over there to the mayor's third wife to get chitlins because she wasn't at the funeral. And Larry, what was up with everybody wearing this lime green for Chuckaloosa Mayor? And check this out, Larry.
That must have been a theme or something, right? Because even the dudes had like the lime green, like pocket squares and whatnot.
They did. And then the new mayor, one of them brothers, shows up, and everybody's wondering, Larry, how is he going to handle the casino deal? Now, he tells Dre he's going to fulfill the wishes of the previous mayor and his mentor. But white people like this guy look you straight in the face and lie just so it's not a confrontation. So
why does he have a hair flip? Why is his hair flipped up like the Quaker Oats dude?
Because that's a style for them, Larry. They like that shit, man. Yeah, that's a style. You ain't know
it's like a sort of like a mullet with a curl in the back, or like a white boy shag or something.
Larry, that is the style for racists. You ain't seen you not seen no white dude who's not racist wear his hair like that. Not a one. Not a one. Not a one. And so you have one white dude that's a fan of yours that's on here watching. He's gonna send you a picture. He's gonna be like, "That's how my hair is, and I love you." If you're a white dude and you're a fan of my channel, and you're not racist, and you wear your hair like this, please send me a message and a picture. I'm on Instagram, please. I got to see that with my own 2 eyes, okay? So, Larry, there's conflict here because the estranged brother rolls up that night, all up on Dre, gives him stacks of money, and says he wants Dre to work somebody's insides so he can get inside where the pink is at and get that shit out the way. Larry, talk to me about how this just became more combustible.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like Corbin really he had good timing because dude right there, for what was dude's name again? The attorney? Dre. Yeah. Dre's feeling down and he doesn't, he doesn't feel like he's contributing because he doesn't really have the work that he had before. And this dude just comes and drops 2 giant stacks on him as a retainer. And now he's like, I want to be back. I want to go back to work, And so Corbin has excellent timing.
Perfect.
Not for Dre, but for him. This might be the worst timing for Dre, but it's excellent timing for him. So,
well, what the hell is Dre going to do? He done took the money. And he know Corbin is asking him to work Autumn over. Now, Dre know Autumn still got feelings for him to some degree. And now he's got these stacks of money that he could honestly take to Autumn and be like, here, take this and go, because she's probably in her heart, because the last scene of this show, they show Autumn basically telling Mercedes, I don't give a damn what you say. I'm doing the audition because this is my money. I got to make my money.
So Dre can't give up that money. He can't just go give it to Autumn and tell her to bounce.
Why not?
I mean, Because dude just gave him that money as a retainer. He works for him now. He works for Corbin. Corbin just hired him as his attorney.
And Corbin said, what I want you to do as my attorney is work your partner on the inside and get them out the pink and get it out the way, which is Autumn.
I mean, I guess if he wants to facilitate a payment, then okay, I guess he can do that. If he just wants to facilitate a payment. But that money he just gave him, that's his money.
It's his money, but all he got to do is, reconstitute that money into an LLC or whatever and say, Corbin, look, she's going to take this money. I need you to pay me something on the inside. I need to get a cut of the deal, and I can work her through her britches, which is what he's going to try to do, and get her on up out of here. That's where they're going with it, Larry.
I believe you that is where they're going with it. It's likely that's the case, but I feel like in this particular circumstance, knowing how your wife feels about all of this, considering what just went down and what she has somehow found herself a way to forgive you, or maybe she hasn't, but she's just existing because she's put everything on hold because of the pandemic. A lot of people went through that. A lot of people, were on the verge and they put everything on hold, and that's been a blessing for some people. Some people have their marriages broken up because of it, but because of everything that went down, I feel like you can't take that retainer. Like you need to tell him. I feel like you need to tell that dude. You need to tell Corbin, hit me up on Monday, bro. I need to have a conversation with my wife about this, or just I need to think about this, and then you need to go have a conversation with your wife and let her know what's what before you accept that retainer. Like she might just say, "This is your job. Do what you got to do. I trust you to I trust you to be right." No.
Larry, no way. No way. Until she figure out the status of Autumn Night, no.
I feel you, but here's the other thing too. Like you should be concerned about your wife. Your wife is working in a very dangerous situation. I mean, we had all kinds of nurses and doctors dying during the early days of coronavirus because they didn't know. People didn't know how to protect themselves properly. There wasn't enough PPE. There was a lot of people were up there some people made mistakes because they were too tired. They were working 12 and 16-hour days. The last thing you want your wife to do is be out there, concerned about you, not thinking about her job properly. She's distracted because she's wondering that, you have a meeting with Autumn and she's wondering, are you going to talk about business? Or are you going to talk about business? And now all of a sudden she's distracted and forgets to put her mask on. She walks into a room and gets infected. Now she's dead. I mean, you don't want your wife distracted and making mistakes when she works in such a high stress, environment where you don't have the luxury of making mistakes,
Right. And on top of that, the mental health aspect that's involved with the people going through Corona at the time. And then you couple that with a woman worried about, is her man cheating? And I done told you, Larry, when these women get a hint that you cheating, they become every alphabet letter of the FBI. They become, of the government, the FBI, the CIA, the SPA, the SPI. These women go on a tear. And you're going to add more stress to this woman if you take this job. And I told you, Larry, from the beginning when we was talking about the wife, it's going to happen. It's going to be some stress. It's going to be some tearing going on. And I wonder, is this show going to let anybody else die of COVID? Please don't let Loretta
somebody's dying.
Please don't let Loretta Devine die of COVID. Please don't let her die of COVID. Please, no.
I don't know if they will. I feel like they should do more with her character because I feel like she's been terribly underutilized. Right. She's one of those great actors to me where I feel like she hasn't gotten her proper due because she hasn't gotten the right roles that she needs to be recognized the way she should be in Hollywood. And I hope she does. There's sometimes these actors, they have a second wind, a resurgence in their career in Hollywood. I hope she gets to have that. But
yeah, I agree with you.
I think somebody else is gonna die. I don't know who. We know we're gonna see what's her name from we're gonna see Wanda from Snowfall. She's coming in this season at some point. So
she might be one of the new dancers, Larry. She might be one of the new Trinity.
Right, she's likely coming. So maybe one of the dancers is gonna get sick and die, and then she'll come in. I don't know. It would be crazy if what's her name? If Dre's wife thought that if Andre's wife thought that he was cheating, so she sent one of her corona patients over to the Pink to infect the place.
No, Larry. Let me tell you who's gonna die,
what's her
Larry.
name sick.
Let me tell you who's gonna die for corona in the name of Jesus, and I think everybody would be happy. This bitch right here.
Yeah, her mama. Yeah, no one would be sad about that. Maybe
And
Mercedes might be a little sad, but that'd be it.
Yeah, that'd be it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. We've got up to 110, Larry, on my first real deal night back. We get 110. Let us get 110 likes. Don't forget to like this video, share it. I'll be back Monday with a fresh crew talking about episode 1, and me and the living legend. We're going to be back Friday. I would have been this Friday, but I had some issues with my baby girl and school, so I couldn't make it this Friday. But we'll be back on schedule. Yeah, man, we'll be back on schedule Friday. So don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel, Larry's channel. Till that next Sex is Hell video where we're going to go to the Pink. We'll see you.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Yeah.